Yeah, that looks like it's working. Can we make that bigger? Make it real big. Wow. All right. The thing that a lot of people don't realize is that big business is all there is to it. Say this and that and the other thing about small plate, aka tapas. Those are always going to leave you wanting more. You know how many tapas you have to eat in order to feel like you've accomplished something? Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. It's an irrational number of tapas. And not to mention that it's not always the healthiest. You don't always have the healthiest options at those kinds of places. They're offering you drinks and wine, and that never goes down smooth. I had a bunch of things to say. I kind of forgot I forgot what I was going to say. That's what I'm trying to say. But we're here now. So maybe it would be helpful if I just talked a little bit about what's going on with me, and I'll try to make it interesting. So GoTech 2 started as a kind of an artistic, sort of a high-brow, high-level artistic endeavor, if you could call it that. Things were textural, they were cerebral. You go back, they're really like pure. It's like pure energy. Those early videos. The first camera I bought was like an Olympus waterproof camera that could go 50 feet deep underwater, and I would like throw it at people, and I would take videos of like fun and sun and in the summertime. Altogether, it was ever since I looked at a through an electronic LCD screen that was attached to a camcorder. Ever since I did that, I could never get my mind off of the concept, the purity of the capture of a memory like that. And many times over, I disregarded the value of all of that raw footage. I did a bad job of preserving the early days. Part of that probably had to do with not really being able to afford a good hard drive system, not understanding that the value of a home-baked video file of a scene from normal life, the value goes up the more mundane it is, and the longer it sits there. If I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have deleted anything, and I would have taken a second job as a small Asian woman doing pedicures, washing ladies' feet. I would have done that if I realized how valuable it was to save everything and just be a like an insufferable archivist. Because now my life is almost over. That life is over, and there's something missing. My friends are all gone. They're dead because they've grown up. And a couple of them are dead, or possibly even more dramatically, people are just gone with no explanation. Just dust in the wind socially. It's kind of like, as hard as it is for me to drift away from trying to make like video art style videos, like pure energy, the old thinking, just trancing out to an internet video. That's it's still doable, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to grow up on the computer and not take it for granted, which is part of it's the numbness that comes with that makes it more and more difficult to treat any kind of art, anything that's supposed to stimulate you, with respect, and either shutting it all out or letting it wash over you in a way that makes you feel dirtier than you would otherwise. I'm kind of losing track. I'm getting into some pretty badly structured sentences, but I guess part of the idea is to not have fear about any of that. Because once you start overthinking, we know how that goes. Anyway, coming from that background, making videos starting at the end of high school or in the middle of going to college, and having kind of an unlimited supply of material, and sometimes too much. And now finding that I'm missing something lifestyle wise. I'm to think of myself. I'm kind of losing track. What am I trying to say? It's okay to be formal. It's okay to just say things. It's okay to be understood, because it's the only way that you are able to continue to live. When you start to disregard the value of the boring parts of life, that's when your body gets taken over. Forces that you really don't want to let that stuff in. You don't want, there's like demons that will detect and quickly invade the vacuums created in your mind by your numbness and indifference. And they need to be identified and shot in the forehead with a laser, some kind of futuristic laser rifle, Call of Duty style. For some of us, those are the only tools we have. As emotionally intelligent as the people in my generation might seem, and as much of a luxury having unlimited access to information is, if you can't produce your own culture by subtraction and by fortification, you're going to get lost in the sauce. You're going to be lost in the sauce, and you're going to become part of the sauce. As hard as you might try to pretend that you're not, that your eyes are every day battered by images. There's a mountain of information, and it's only going to kill you. There's only going to be a landslide, and it's not going to do you any good. It's important to remember that when someone sits in a room and is able to aptly ramble to themselves, it's important that you don't get caught up in the fact that they might be speaking to you. They might have a secret psychic connection to you, and they are identifying and delivering what you need in a way that's might be thrilling, in that mundane way, that when someone is a good conversationalist, or basically just a good listener, which is just to say that they're paying any attention at all, because I guess the bar is pretty low. That's what people say. I don't know. I'm not doing a lot of chit chat these days. I'm mostly having a business meeting. I'm kind of getting lost. Why am I making this video? Let's talk turkey. We only have so much time. As time progresses, you come to understand what's important and what's not. You come to have respect for boundaries. You come to respect boundaries. If you're wondering why you're here, I wouldn't worry about it. It turns out you're asking the wrong question. It turns out what you need is something you already have. What you need, perhaps the best thing you could do is go for a long walk. Maybe you could go for a long walk. Maybe, this really isn't my favorite approach, but I think it might be worth just speaking plainly for a few minutes so that I can level with everyone at the same time. There's a lot going on. There's so many videos, and a lot of them I don't. Now, there's nothing I can do about the videos I don't. And in most cases, even bringing it up is probably not going to help. But at the same time, I find it really hard to make the video that I need to make so that everybody who watches Go Tech 2 and expects quality, high quality, that kind of quality, this kind of quality, not kind of quality. Everybody who knows what the standard really is, that they feel like they are somewhat cured. Because I know you guys are watching some bad videos. Don't be embarrassed. They're bad. You just gotta get out of there. There's nothing else you can do but get out of there. And hopefully you've been working on that. It's a skill. It's kind of a new skill. I don't know what old people are doing, but it's transitioning from traditional TV to whatever we have now. It's probably really hard. It's probably really hard for them to deal with it. I can't speak to that, but this is just an update this is just to touch base because it's been a while. My schedule has been so crazy, and with everything else going on in life, I feel like I'm ready to get a little bit more settled, get into some routines, start making bigger deals, getting more into business and stuff like that, doing more business, just like trying to be a better citizen, trying to be a bigger rock star than I've ever been, one foot in front of the other kind of thing. Anyway, this is all about quality and assurance, quality. So just figured I owe everyone everything I have, and I like to think of everyone watching this video as a premium client, at the least, if not a treasured asset, if not a friend or family member. So that's just all to say that it's time to get it together, and it's time to grow exponentially until all of the oil is gone, which, guys, it's not the oil. There's a lot there. For better or worse. Anyway, I gotta go put some more wood in the wood stove and do the dishes. So I hope that you stay happy and healthy and come back. Gonna try to make some videos. I think there's a lot of videos that I've made, little things that I've made that I didn't upload to YouTube. There's some pretty serious shit going on. So can't wait for spring. Can't wait. It's gonna be great. And if I haven't seen, or I'm not gonna. Never mind. Cut that out. If you take one thing away from this Go Tech 2 channel update, it's that there is hope, and you will find it in the most unexpected places. And sometimes this is one of those places.